Here we have a 2017 Lexus RX 350. This one comes in nebula gray on beige perforated leather. The powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And that gets you 295 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. So as we get to the front end here, LED daytime running lights along with our LED fog lights and headlamps there. And down here we have 20-inch aluminum wheels. And this RX 350 is going to be equipped with the premium package. So we have our memory seat buttons there, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors that also power fold. Power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver seat with power lumbar support. So pretty impressive leg room back here. For this to be a small to mid-size SUV, I'm 6'3", and I'm able to sit back here pretty comfortably. And then I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size as well. And there we have our rear AC vents along with 12 volt there. And here in the center seat, we have our cup holders. We also have an additional storage tray. Let's go ahead and check out the back next. And there's our back end there. Dual exhaust. Power lift gate. And plenty of space back there. And then if you want even more space, you just fold the seats down, and then you have even more cargo space that way. And then to fold this seat up, we just snap it back into place. And there's our power front passenger seat with power lumbar support. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's under the hood. And there's that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. Well, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So there's our leather wrap and wood grain wrap steering wheel there. And I really like how this feels, and it looks really great. Of course, the heated wheel buttons over there. So we don't have a touchscreen here, but we use this little knob down here And the lighting may be a little off, so please excuse me. But we can just toggle through everything just based on what we're wanting. And once you get used to it, it's pretty cool. And then we have quick buttons. So down here, I can just pull up the map. And then I can go over to the right side over here and pull up whatever. So if I want to have my phone up, if I want to have the music up, I can do that. Or if I want to have the map up, I can do that. And then I can go back to this other screen and pull up the music or whatever. So we get AM, FM, XM radio, along with Bluetooth audio. And then we even have Alexa and iHeart, a few other apps, which you can download on there. And there's our backup camera there with guidelines that follow the steering wheel. I'm liking that they did that. And down here we have our CD disc drive and our dual zone automatic climate controls. So the temperatures show up on either side over here. And then of course we can adjust the fan speed and that'll show up on the screen up here. And then we even have our quick shortcuts down here. So if we want to pull up the Bluetooth audio or the radio on the fly, we can do that without having to fool with the screen. And then we have our knobs here for volume and then tune or stations, whatever. Now down here, we have our automatic brake hold, our electronic parking brake, which we pull up to engage, press down to disengage, and then 3-stage heated cooled seats for the driver and front passenger there. And then you have an auto mode too, which is pretty nice. Now for the shifter, you just tap the brake and pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then we can shift manually over here. Cup holders, and our drive modes here. So we rotate for eco or sport, and then we press down for normal. And there's our center console cubby space there. And here we have our power sunroof, so we can one touch open or close that. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. There's our glove compartment, and this one even still has the owner's manuals in them. Now to our steering wheel on the left side, we have volume along with track list or radio station controls. And we can hit this mode button and toggle between our aux, AM, FM, or XM. And then Bluetooth controls here. And to the right side of the steering wheel, these are all for the gauge cluster. And then we have our lane departure, our gap adjust for our radar cruise control, and then we can turn the radar cruise on here. But there's our gauge cluster. It's pretty informative actually. Different menu options to choose from, what you want to see. I like to leave mine around there so I can track my fuel efficiency. And there's our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this RX 350 out on the road for a quick test drive. To start out with, I really like how everything seems to be in super good shape on this RX 350. especially to have over 75,000 miles on it. The steering wheel seems to be in great shape. The leather seems to be in really good shape. And all the controls on the radio seem to work too. Really good power from this V6. And the ride quality is also really good too. But one of the reasons these are so good at selling is they're just really luxurious. The screen looks great, and the buttons, they're simpler than in a lot of your German manufacturers, but they hold up longer and they're not as expensive to repair. But I just love this wood grain here. Feels really nice. And this takes bumps very well too. I just went over a big one and I could feel it, but it was so comfortable and it wasn't harsh at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a sport mode. And it definitely starts pulling in that drive mode there. And Toyota and Lexus are known for over exaggerating with their sport modes, which I really like because it just keeps you in higher rev positions and you can just really feel the full amount of power from your engine and transmission setup. And we're just gonna give it a little bit of throttle here. And this 8-speed really shifts very well. I'm gonna try the manual shifts for a sec. And they're more of suggestions, but the downshifts are really nice. But if you give it too much throttle, it'll shift for you. And there's the radar cruise. And I didn't get a chance to test it out, but that'll keep a safe distance based on what you program between yourself and the vehicle in front of you. But these Lexuses are just, especially the newer generations, they just really ride like they should. Very smooth, very elegantly. So keep up the good work, Lexus. Gonna give it a little throttle coming out of this corner. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it into eco mode. And it definitely, like it does in most Toyotas, the eco mode really dials back how you can drive. The pedal becomes less touchy as opposed to sport mode. And you kind of have to know how to jam your foot in there to get the acceleration you want in eco mode. But that's really not what it's meant for. If you like cruising and things of that nature and don't necessarily, I guess if you drive defensively, eco mode is probably gonna work pretty good for you if you just stay in the non-passing lane and do the speed limit. Of course, that's where you'll see your fuel savings anyway. And the eco mode just kind of capitalizes on that. So throughout this test drive, I've just been really impressed with how this car is overall. Good acceleration, good braking, good steering. Everything about it is a solid A in my opinion. And the only thing that's going to suffer a little bit is going to be fuel economy. But I think you're still getting 18, 25, 19, 26, something like that in terms of EPA numbers. But especially in your eco mode, you can do a little better. And this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2017 Lexus RX 350.